Welcome to Instablogs Global Report. This is Sukmani with new updates and citizen voices from all over the world. The stories for the day are: Namibian authorities put to rest the skull debate. South African printer blamed for Malawi paper leak. Bangladesh not risked by the rising sea levels. And Israel's Olympic team more Russian than Israeli. Namibian authorities have laid to rest a debate ignited over whether or not to bring the skull remains of Nama Cornelius Fredericks and others from the Medical History Museum of Berlin. CJ Andre Leroux reporting from Namibia for Instablogs.
This is Andre Leroux, citizen journalist reporting from Namibia for Instablogs. The debate was put to rest when Namibia's Prime Minister, Nars Angula, said that Namibia would not issue an official request to the German government to bring back colonial-era skulls which are being kept at the Medical History Museum in Berlin. The skulls were taken to Germany after the 1904 massacre of more than 80,000 Hereros for scientific research, which were aimed at proving racial superiority of whites over black. It was felt that the skull of the Nama chief Cornelius Fredericks should be returned. Chief Fredericks, whose death is still being commemorated up until today, died in 1904 at the hands of the German colonial forces. 47 skulls were still stored at the Medical History Museum at the Scharei Teaching Hospital in Berlin and a dozen more at Freiburg University in southwest Germany.
The South African printer Universal Print Group has been blamed by the Malawi Education Minister for exam paper leak, which led to the cancellation of the senior secondary examination results in the country. CJ Tandi Soko has more on the story.
This is Tandi Soko, citizen journalist reporting for Malawi for Instablogs. The Malawi examinations question paper leak was attributed to the South African printer Universal Print Group, Uniprint. The education authorities blamed the printer's security laxity, which resulted in the nullification of results of examinations written by 80,000 students after it was discovered that copies of the papers were leaked and sold beforehand to thousands of pupils. Education Minister Olive Masanza said in a statement that the one Malawian driver, one of the four sent to collect the papers in 4 trucks from South Africa, illegally obtained some papers which were sold to some schools in the country. The whole exam was cancelled so that no one can have unfair advantage. The students later wrote fresh senior secondary school certificate examinations, which is equivalent to all levels. The authorities are trying to have better security over exam papers, as even in 2000, similar examinations were cancelled when some papers were leaked and sold on the streets.
Research conducted by Bangladeshi scientists have shown that the country's landmass is actually increasing because of river sedimentation, contrary to the UN findings that claim otherwise. CJ Amira Khanum sends this report from Bangladesh.
This is Amira Khanum, citizen journalist for Instablogs from Bangladesh. Latest finding has put forward that Bangladesh is not at risk of rising sea levels caused by climate change, as was earlier thought to be. Rather, authorities are of the view that the nation's land mass is actually growing due to the sediments dumped by the Ganges, the Brahmaputra and the 200 other rivers bring from the Himalayas each year before crossing Bangladesh. At the same time, others believe that the rate at which sediment is deposited and new land is created is much slower than the rate at which climate change and the sea level rises are taking place. So while other new land is being created in parts of the country, somewhere else a much larger amount of land is vanishing away.
Russian-speaking immigrants form more than one-third of Israel's Olympic contingent this year, and most of them are surprisingly women. CJ Yevgeny Zingerman has more on this interesting development from Israel.
This is Yevgeny Zingerman, citizen journalist, reporting from Israel for Instablogs. Israel's delegation to the Olympian Games in Beijing counting 42 sportsmen who came to Israel since the former Soviet Union opened its borders to the Jewry, or was brought up already in Israel by their Russian-speaking parents on the lap of Soviet sportive tradition. Many Jewish sportsmen have left the USSR in the 90s, immediately after the Soviet government made immigration possible, heading to their ancient Middle Eastern homeland, and since then they represent Israel in all the sportive contests around the world. In light of such impressive presence of immigrants in the Olympic delegation, which number together with the trainers, sportive doctors and psychologists reach 45 out of total 100 Israelis living for Beijing, the Ministry of Absorption had decided to double the sums of monthly support of the Olympian sportsmen immigrants.
If you want your voice to be heard by millions, let Instablogs be your choice. You can contact us at cj@instablogs.com. That's all for today. We'll be back with fresh updates and voices tomorrow. Till then, it's goodbye from the entire team of Global Report.